Okay, welcome back, class. I hope you guys had a good weekend. I'm a little sick today, so if you can't understand me, please go ahead and raise your hand, and I'll repeat what I'm going to say. So, now that you guys know that we've been reading James and the Giant Peach, our objective for today is right here, and I'm going to read it out loud to you guys. I will be able to identify the 5 W's and how from a passage taken out of the book, James and the Giant Peach. The 5 W's are who, what, where, when, and why. So what I want you guys to do is go ahead and get out your journals and write down the objectives in your journal so when you take it home today, your parents can know that what you did in class today, okay? So, but before we get started, I got a little activity for you guys. So I have this worksheet right here, and what you guys are going to be doing is you're going to fill out the who, what, where, when, and why. And for your guys' title and topic, I want you guys to write down my family, okay? So as I pass these guys out for you, what I want you guys to do is write, who's in your family, what they like to do, where they do it at, when, and why, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys 2 or 3 minutes to go ahead and do this. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand and I'll come over and help you. Okay? Yes, Esme, can I help you?
Do we put our name on top of the paper?
Yeah, you guys go ahead and put your name on top of the paper, put today's date, today's the 25th, and second period.
Okay.
And also, I do have one other thing to help you guys. If I can have your guys' attention, please. So right here, this is a foldable or a graphic organizer, and so this is to help you guys with the who, what, where, when, and why, and how if need be, okay? So what this does is, when I open it up for who, right here it'll say, who did that? What happened? When you open it up, what happened? Okay, so this is a little system that can help you in case you forget or get lost. You can come up here, right here, and take a look, and be able to help you with your assignment if you get lost. It's a little cueing.
Mr.
Yes, Edward, can I help you?
Yes, so we put all our family members down and we write exactly who, what, when, where.
Well, yeah, so what I want you to do is about your family is write down who's in your family, what they like to do, when they do that, where, and why. So I'll give you guys 2 or 3 minutes to go ahead and get that done, and we'll go ahead and continue on with the lesson. Do I have any other questions?
Can I just write mom, dad, instead of writing
Yeah,
their names?
Yeah, if you guys don't want to
And
write...
3 brothers?
Sure, if you don't want to write a full sentence, go ahead and just write their names if you guys want. Okay? Yes, Angie? You're good? Okay, good. Yes, Esmond?
What part again? What?
Oh, what? So here, I have this here right here. For the what, you can take a look at it and it'll tell you. So when you open up what happened? So
Okay.
you got the who, and then where. You want to go in order with the who, what, where, when, and why. So who's in your family?
What do we do?
What they like to do. So what you guys like to do. Doing okay, Miles?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is everybody finished with the what?
Yes, sir.
Okay, when everyone's finished with the what, go ahead and raise your hands and we'll go to the next one. Okay, that's 2. Okay, so who, what, where do they like to do this activity at? And if you need any help, please let me know and I'll be more than happy to help you. Okay, everybody's done? Give me a thumbs up when you're done with that. Okay, good job. Who, what, where, when? When do you guys like to do this? Let me get 2 thumbs up when you guys are finished with that. Okay, we're waiting on Miles. Take your time, Miles. All right, good job. Okay, now why? Why is the last W? Okay. Thumbs up when you guys are done. Okay. We're just waiting on it. Ezra, take your time. All right, good job. Okay, so now that you guys have covered the who, what, where, when, and why in your family, do we have any volunteers that would like to talk? Oh, Miles, you would like to talk about your family. And if you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to, but since you volunteer, let's go ahead and hear what you have to say. So, for the who part, who is in your family, Miles?
I have a brother named Fabian, I have a brother named Eddie, I have a sister named Micah, I have a sister named Tasha, a sister named Lila, and my mom and dad.
That's a big family. And so, what does your family like to do?
We like to fish and play basketball.
Fish and play basketball, that's awesome. Where do you guys usually do that at?
We usually do it at the parks, go to the lakes, at home.
And when usually do you guys do that? When do you guys usually?
Summertime, weekends,
Oh, summertime.
after schools.
How come you don't do it during the weekend, the weekdays?
Studies are more important.
Oh, okay. Why do you guys like fishing?
It's fun and we really enjoy it.
And why basketball?
It's something that we've always done.
You guys-
We enjoy playing basketball.
You guys like enjoy playing basketball? Any other volunteers? Esmond? Angie? Oh, Edward. Edward. So, who's in your family, Edward?
It is Michaela and Angie and little Ed.
Oh, little Eddie. Okay. Okay. And what do you guys like to do?
We like to barbecue and play sports.
Barbecue and play sports. Where do you guys usually play your sports and barbecue at?
Play at the park or in our backyard.
Oh, the park and back there. That's awesome. And when do you guys typically do these activities?
Usually on the weekends or for birthday parties.
Okay. And why?
Why is it's fun and we love family.
Fun and love family. Awesome. Okay, guys. So for the next activity, now that you guys have learned the 5 W's, we didn't go into the how part, but in the next activity, we're going to go into the how part. So you guys know that now that we've finished reading James and the Giant Peach, what we're going to do is, I pulled out a passage on here already for you guys to read. I'm actually going to read it out loud, and we're going to learn about the who, what, where, when, and why in the passage. Got it? Okay? And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. If there's something you don't understand, I'll go ahead and repeat it and go over it, okay? Now, go ahead and pass your worksheets up to the front, and I'll take those from you guys. Thank you. I'll go ahead and put these right here, okay? Now, also, for this passage, you guys can use the graphic organizer to help you with the cues on, what happened, who did that, where did it happen, when did it happen, why did it happen, and how did that happen, okay? So this will be right here for you guys. If you guys need to go ahead, if you guys need to use it, okay? So, for James and the Giant Peach, the passage here, I'll go ahead and read it to you guys, okay? Then, one day, James' mother and father went to London to do some shopping, and there, a terrible thing happened. Both of them suddenly got eaten up, in full daylight, mind you, on a crowded street, by an enormous angry rhinoceros, which had escaped from the London Zoo. Okay? So now with this passage, I'm going to hand out you guys another worksheet, and it's similar to it's the exact same thing as the other worksheet, but this time, we're going to go ahead and break it down and find out the 5 W's and how. Okay? So who, what, where, when, why, and how. Okay? So here's yours. What is this one? Yes, Miles, can I help you?
Would you like us to write our name on this one also?
Yes, please put your name on the top left corner, and please put the date and second period. Today's the 25th. Okay, so in this passage here, you guys also have the passage written on the back of the graphic organizer, and it's also on your paper on the bottom, okay? Yeah, it's right there, if you can't see it, okay? So, in case you guys need to go ahead and look at that, you can turn it around and see it as well from there. Okay, so, with this passage here, then one day, James' mother and father, I'll read it again, went to London to do some shopping, and there, a terrible thing happened. Both of them suddenly got eaten up, in full daylight, mind you, on a crowded street, by an enormous angry rhinoceros which escaped from the London Zoo. Who wants to tell me the what of the passage? Who thinks that they have the answer for the what? Edward.
He was eaten by a rhinoceros. They were eaten by a rhinoceros.
On the what?
On the what?
Okay, yeah, they're eaten by the rhinoceros. Okay, so on that note, I'm actually, instead of getting you guys a little confused, I'm going to go in order. Okay, so what we typically do is we do the who, the what, the where, the when, and the why, and for the sixth one, the how. Okay, now that was a good answer, Eddie. That is correct. Okay, they were eaten by the rhinoceros, but let's go in order. Okay, so who is this passage talking about? Angie.
Rhinoceros escaped from the zoo.
Who?
Who are they?
James's mother and father.
James' mother and father. Good job, that is correct. So the who of the passage is James' mother and father. Can somebody tell me the what of the passage? Where do we see the what at in this passage? Edward.
He was eaten by the rhinoceros.
So what happened? He was eaten by the rhinoceros. That is correct, yes. So for the who, we got James's mother and father. Okay? For the what happened? Well, James' mother and father were eaten by the rhinoceros. So they're eaten up right here, okay? So, on that note, where did this take place at? Esmond?
On a crowded street.
Yes, that is right. This took place on a crowded street. So, we want to find the crowded street and we'll highlight it. Go ahead and do that on your guys' paper there, okay? As a group. All right, good job. So, for the who, we got James's mother and father. For the what, we had what had happened. So, what is what happened? And if you look on the graphic organizer, the foldable, you can see that it also says that there, a Q, who, what happened. Okay, tells you what had happened. And where? On a crowded street. Okay, now when? Who can tell me when it happened? Miles.
While they were shopping?
While they were shopping, that is correct. That is correct. So they were shopping. So go ahead and write that down on your guys' paper, underline it, or go ahead and write it in, fill in the blank. Okay. So now we have 4 out of the 5 W's. The who, James' mother and father. The what had happened. Okay, they were eaten up. When they were shopping, and where on a crowded street. And the last one, who can tell me the why? Angie, why did it happen?
Rhinoceros was hungry.
The rhinoceros was hungry. Okay, so even though I don't have it here that the rhinoceros was hungry, he ate them for some reason, right? So we have to have a reason. So it's because the rhinoceros was hungry. Now, on the last part, so now that we got the 5 W's, who, what, where, when, and why, can somebody tell me how do you think this has happened? How did it happen? Edward.
The rhinoceros, they escaped from the zoo.
Escaped from the zoo. How do we know that?
It's right here where we read it at. It says he escaped from the
Escaped-
London Zoo.
He escaped from the London Zoo. Good job. So now we have the 5 W's and how. So just to reiterate, the 5 W's here. So who? Can somebody tell me the who? Miles?
James' mother and father.
James' mother and father. Where? Or who, what? What happened?
Eaten by the rhinoceros.
Eaten by the rhinoceros, right here. When? Or where?
On a crowded street.
On a crowded street, right here. When?
While shopping.
While shopping, right there. And why? Miles.
The rhinoceros was hungry.
Exactly. The rhinoceros was hungry, and even though it doesn't say it, like I said, he had to eat him for a reason. Okay? I would eat somebody too if I was hungry. Okay, so, and then how? Well, it's because he escaped from the London Zoo. So now on that note, you guys did a really good job. Next week, what we're going to be doing is, the next book that we're going to have is called, we're going to read this book in the cupboard, okay? And I'm going to actually take out some passages from this book, and we're also going to do the who, what, where, when, why, and how, like we did today, okay? So once we're done reading this book, I'll try to get through it in a week if I can, and then we'll go ahead and take a few passages out so you guys can have some more, learn some more mastery on this, on the 5 W's and how. Do I have any questions?
I did.
Yes, Esmond.
I was wondering about the 5 W's. Do we have to have them in order?
Do we have to have the 5 W's in order?
Yeah, do we,
Well, like when Edward said, I asked him
what?
the what first, which was my mistake, and I didn't want to confuse you guys. What you should do is who, what, where, when, and why. Because it kind of like paints a story, in my opinion, okay, when you go ahead and you're doing this. And so I think that, yeah, you should put it in order. It just makes it easier for you guys to learn the 5 W's. Because if you're scattered, like, why did that happen? Well, you're going to look around in here and try to figure out, well, I don't know why it happened. So it's better to find out the who, because usually it's going to go in order. And in this case, it almost went in order, but it didn't. Because who, James' mother and father, it's in the beginning. You know, what happened? Well, they were eating up. Okay, I know it's, you know, where it happened at, but it's right here. So you kind of want it to go in order. It's better for you guys to stay organized that way and keep it that way. Okay?
Okay.
So other than that, you guys did a good job. Thank you. Any other questions? No other questions? Right, guy. Desmond.
Are we gonna be using the how in the other passage?
Yes, actually, we are going to use the how in the other passage because every passage that I do have pre-made, it's how did that happen. So it explains how it happened.
So you want us to know the 5?
I want you guys to learn, you guys are going to learn the 5 W's and how.
Okay,
Okay? All right, thank you guys. You guys can go ahead and take a 5-minute break.
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.